Ready to rock out every Thursday night on Pharcyde TV. We are so looking forward to being part of the fam. Shout out to Pharcyde TV for hosting Champagne and Conversations. You guys got to check it out.
Go ahead and let the fans know who in the building one time. Let the fans know who in the building.
Speech from Arrested Development.
Yo, this is Configa, live and direct from UK. Boom bop extraordinaire, they tell me.
And we got Champagne B in the place.
Hello, sister. How are you?
What's up?
Hello. Greetings to you all.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Conversations welcomes Arrested Development, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's all good.
Jodeci got the vibe cranking,
which I love. It's good to hear it.
We love it. Congratulations on the new music.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, it's been an exciting journey.
Yes, yes, you have had an exciting journey. But listen, before we stop the music, DJ Peach, please don't crucify our music department, okay? We're just entertaining for now. I thought you would like that.
That was truly a blast from the past right there.
Wow, she knows her stuff. She knows her stuff.
Where are you from, sis? Where are you from?
I'm in VA.
Okay.
I'm in VA. Look, shout out Misdemeanor Elliott for her Walk of Fame, her star. But yes, representing VA. Yes. Gotta love it, right? And then we have more legends, icons, pioneers in the building. So thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here.
Yes, my pleasure. And listen, I know that you weren't one that wanted to do a lot of interviews, so we feel blessed that you said yes.
Yeah. Well, I was told that I had to do you because it was like a real deal situation. So I was like, well, here it is. Cheers to that. I don't have anything to drink right now, but champagne.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
We'll get it to you. Don't worry.
We'll
get it to you guys.
Word up.
It's definitely a celebration. Anyone else joining us today?
No, it's just me, producer Configa.
Okay. Good enough. We are going to get into it. So while we have the energy high, I want to know, what was the inspiration for Vibe?
That's a great question.
Yay!
Honestly, Configa sent me some tracks that he was working on, and I think this was Configa. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was in your golden stash. It was
it was designed for an album of mine. But
yeah,
I was
exactly.
If you really want it, you can have it, buddy.
Yep. So Configa, he said, "Yo, if you really want to bless this, any one of these tracks, you could bless it." And so
that's right.
I heard this track, and I honestly, I get excited because I feel like the exact way that I felt when I heard the instrumental is the way people feel when they hear it right now. Like when they,
yes,
when it first came on, it was like, dun, 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 dun. And then that music came in, it's like,
burr, 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 burr,
and then the cuts, I was like, you know, I was like, I made an ugly face, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, this is fresh, and so I knew already that it was probably going to be a joint that I would want to write to, and
sure,
and then started writing to it, and it just started taking a life of its own because after I wrote to it, then me and Configa was trying to think of people to do a second verse because we knew we wanted to have some, you know, some guests on it, and
man, the guest,
Big Daddy Kane.
Oh man,
I sent the track to Daddy Kane, and he didn't respond. Like he didn't respond for like, I don't know, maybe it was 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm not sure, but he didn't respond for a while. And so I was like, okay, and me and him are friends. So I was like, okay, well, maybe he's not interested. Then he hit me back and said, yo, sorry, I didn't reach back to you, bro. I love this track and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it started to connect. And I didn't even tell Configa yet because I was like, yo, I don't want to hype my man up.
Right.
You said you got someone very special in the pipeline.
Exactly right. I told him, I said, I got something very special in the pipeline, my man. And I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say too much about it because it might not fall through. And when it fell through, it was just beautiful. Then I want to say my man, Cleveland P. Jones. Mm-hmm. I wanted a soulful singer on there.
Yeah, he's a revelation, man.
Yeah. He just demolished it. And so, and I got to give that courtesy to Tasha LaRae, one of the members of Arrested Development. She hooked it up.
Absolutely. Shout out.
So it was beautiful. It was just a great vibe, you know. No
great
pun
vibe.
intended. Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely great vibe. So listen, I want to find out, when did you all record this? Did you know that Versus was happening and all of that great stuff? Did he drop that before you started, or you all had done all of the music?
We had done all of this joint.
Okay.
Well, you'd already done it. It's just by the grace of God, the Versus happened.
The alignment,
and
right?
Speech we expedited the track because of that.
We did. We expedited releasing it. So I hit up Kane. I was like, yo, when I heard about the Versus, because I think we was actually planning on releasing a whole nother song first.
That's right.
We wanted to release Vibe, but
that's right.
We just wanted to release a whole nother song first.
Okay.
And then heard about that Versus battle with him and KRS-One. And I called Kane up and I was like, yo, if you're cool with it, and if you're not, let me know. I was thinking of dropping this joint that we all did together. I was thinking of dropping that, you know, right after your verses, you know what I'm saying, to be able to get people to know what's happening. And he was cool with it. He was like, yeah, man, make it happen. You know, because I didn't know if Kane was dropping a single of his own or if he was dropping something with somebody else. And I didn't want to step all over him, you know, with what we're doing. I wanted to show respect and courtesy to what he's trying to accomplish too. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was all love.
Shout out to you guys for the strategic planning, because that was amazing. And it could not have gone any better, especially because Arrested Development, we love, we adore. And just to let you know, Baby Jodeci is in a little bit of a different era than we are. That's our musical, our musical fam. And so he knew people every day. He didn't necessarily know Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
So when I started to display all of the music, it is enlightening folks, of course, of all, you know, ages at that point, because some remember, some don't. So I love to be able to mix that. And then, of course, when we kicked off with Vibe, you know, that's everyone. So that's you guys, that's Big Daddy Kane, you know, so then, and then, like you said, the soulful contribution for Cleveland. So it gave us a mix for everyone to enjoy it. And I thought just creatively, it was just, you know, a masterpiece. I do congratulate you guys on bringing that.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it definitely,
it's really catching the momentum, you know what I mean? Because me and Configa and the rest of the group Arrested Development, we've been watching the views on YouTube and just like, you know, it started off at 2,000
it's
views,
crazy.
and it's like 10,000.
It's built and built.
And it's still rolling, and like within hours we get thousands of views, and it's like, you know, you can tell
every day at least.
Yeah,
exactly. So you could tell in real time that people are really starting to catch, no quote, you know, no pun intended,
the vibe, man.
And that to me is magical. Like, you know, I was telling Configa this morning, I don't know what time it was, but some point today I was talking to Configa and I was like, yo, man, I've seen this before. and I was talking about the 90s. And I was like, yo, there's this certain energy that starts to happen. And when things start to really snowball, it happens before you know it.
It's
you might have a hit on your hands. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
This
so
guy knows hits.
Yeah, of course he knows hits. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least.
Yeah,
exactly. So I was like,
absolutely.
I feel this energy again. Like I smell it in the air.
Awesome.
It's starting
that's
something.
Exactly what
that's
you
for
need.
real.
That's exactly what you need, is that energy. And so obviously the downside of us going through, COVID and the pandemic, all of the disaster with that, but then with the the blessing that has come of it, which is all of us now just gravitating to good music and just wanting to get that soul fed more and being able to appreciate the icons and all of the contributions that you all had. And we just go back and vibe to the old music, like you said, in the 90s, which was the feel good time. We didn't have as much, but we didn't have as much stress, it seemed as if, either. So it was like that was the time where you could just kind of sit back,
and
so
no doubt
this
about
is a good time. And speaking of the 90s, what was your favorite project from your catalog?
Well, I mean, for me personally, obviously that 3 years, 5 months, 2 days album changed my life. You know what I mean? So obviously it means a lot. But it's tough for me because, it's all babies, and it's like having one child and then having a child later. You don't love the first child more than the second child. So
I don't know. Sometimes I do. No, just like
well, there you go. Right. Sometimes you don't love neither of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No,
that's
but
right.
I mean, on the real, it's tough to make that decision. But the 90s, it's funny. Like somebody inboxed me, DM'd me today with a video of me when I was 22 or whatever back in the 90s. And I was speaking on Unplugged. And I was speaking some really like straight up political stuff on freaking MTV's Unplugged, right?
Yeah.
And what's funny about that time period is how much we were doing as artists. Like it was so much diversity musically. There was so much consciousness and gangster and everything else in between. And it was just a lot of information coming at people. So it was a very special era in the music industry, period, and especially for Black music. So I'm just very grateful to have been a part of that whole movement. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. And just as you mentioned the gangster period, I had to sit with that for a moment because I didn't quite understand why you all were in that time. And of course, all the music from the Chronic album and, some of the others that we know were popular during the time that you all were out. I get it now, but I love the finesse that you all put on the message. So that's the reason why I think that you created your own lane, and congratulations for that, because even if it was the same words, your delivery was a lot different, more relatable. And I found myself like Sunday wanting to like be in the video. I felt like I was just sitting on the porch. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is why this became such the music that we loved and adored, because you can feel it. You understand? I guess it's just, that kind of course, you delivered the music. But yes, so I wanted to say that just was something that I couldn't quite get when it was saying the gangster part. I was like, oh no, you all were so conscious. But I did see an interview where you were like, listen, we had the same message. It just was the way that, you guys finessed it. So I do like that. I like it a lot. Now, how did you and Configa get together? Because, I mean, I know you guys have been traveling and such, but how did you all decide to work together?
I'll let Configa. I usually explain it, but I'll let Configa explain
it. Yes. Configa, where are you?
I'm in the UK.
Okay, all right.
I don't know if you can tell by the accent or anything.
I can.
It's usually the first thing people talk about.
Yes,
but yeah, basically, I did an album with my man Jahi from Public Enemy. He basically tours with Public Enemy. He's in Enemy Radio. I did an album with him called Forward Future. Speech calls it Future Forward. It's all good. But yeah, Speech heard it and he was like, it got really well received. And then Speech heard it and he was like, yo, who's the producer? And obviously then I think Speech hit me up. I'm not too sure exactly who hit who up, but Speech asked me like, do you want to work? And I was like, your Speech, of course I want to work. So we did like one track, and then one track just mushroomed and it just grew and grew. And basically we caught that vibe. And then I ended up producing half of Don't Fight Your Demons, and executive produced it with Speech as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I worked with Speech on his solo project as well, remixes, and then we started in earnest in the second project as well. So it's just been very seamless in the last 18 months. Speech.
That is so dope. Jodeci, can we hear Vibe again? I just want to get some of that energy going. Yes, super dope. I do congratulate you guys again on the project, because I think that, you all have done an amazing job on what you have put out, the project, and even Big Daddy Kane, I guess, what was his take on how we were doing how you all are delivering the music? Has he made any comments on it since it's been out and rotating?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Kane, he posted it on his Instagram and probably other places, but I know I saw it on Instagram where he was like, yo, happy to spit these 16. Because, Kane obviously doesn't do a lot of guest features. You know what I mean? He really is very selective with who he's going to rock with. And so for me personally, I mean, Configa too, we were both very grateful. The whole crew was very grateful, like, that he was willing to even jump on this joint. Now, mind you, I toured with Kane. I toured with KRS-One. Just when Kane was in Atlanta, because that's where I'm based in Atlanta, he did a show with Rakim himself. And it was a huge show, really beautiful show. Absolutely. And he invited me to get on his show to like spit a verse during Symphony. And so I don't know if I told you that, Configa. Did I tell you that?
You told me that Kane invited you on stage for a couple of joints, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I didn't know Rakim was there, actually. I didn't know
Rakim was the headliner. So it was a great energy. It was a great
Kane should have battled there and then.
Exactly. So, I mean, Kane, he was just, to me, it was just a blessing for him to even spit the 16, knowing that I think the last joint he did as a guest artist, and I may be wrong, was Public Enemy's If the Grid Goes Down album. I think so.
Okay.
He's quite selective with his features, and he hasn't released a solo album this century. It was 1998, Veterans Day. That's the last album he put out.
Yeah,
did you say Veterans Day?
Veterans Day in 1998 was the last hip hop album that Kane put out.
And we have Veterans Day coming up in 2 days? So that's been how many years?
That's a good segue. That's a good segue.
How's that anniversary? Congratulations, Kane.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, we just had a moment. Good piece of history for us.
Funk album, but
he did. He put out
hip hop was not yet.
Right. He put out a funk project, but that was like a different sort of just taking things in a different direction and experimenting and stuff like that, and it was fresh. But I
love the fact that you use fresh.
Yeah, it definitely was fresh.
I love that.
In the flesh, of course, he's fresh.
Fresh was the term. That was the term of endearment back in those days. Absolutely.
Fresh is the word.
Yes. So tour, I saw that you were kind of plugging that you're getting ready for that, and we love live music. As you know, I did put up you all performing Mr. Wendell as a performance.
I saw that.
Yeah, I like that. So then you put up some more live music, and I was like, let's go, because the live is where it's at. So where do you all plan, what places are you all planning to start touring so we can keep up with that?
Word up. So everybody should go to our website, arresteddevelopmentmusic.com, and sign our mailing list, because we're about to do a world tour starting in April of 2022. And we're going throughout the UK, throughout Germany, France, Netherlands, so on and so forth. So we're hitting Europe, and then we're doing, of course, the United States. And so it's going to be like probably about 50 dates are lined up for 2022, right at the top of 2022.
That's dope.
And we have a show in Atlanta coming up. We have a show in Arizona coming up in December. So it's a lot of stuff going down for us, and people can get hip to it on our website by signing our mailing list. Yeah,
love it.
And everybody says AD is one of the finest live acts that you can see. Like literally, everybody says that.
That's true.
I'm not even biased. It's true.
No. I mean, you're right, dude, and I'm grateful.
And now
we just got off of a tour on the a cruise ship. We just got off. We just got back yesterday, actually.
Okay.
And
how was that? The cruise part of it now with
the cruise, baby. Let me tell you, it was incredible. Like just to be out on the seas and just to.
I'm not jealous.
I know. I know.
I am.
I'm in the radio UK, man.
Talk about sipping some champagne, you know what I'm saying? Having some good conversations right on the, you know. But it was incredible.
He is laying it on heavy.
I know. Well, that says that because, like, to be honest, Configa, and I want to talk to you about this later. I want Arrested Development to do our own cruise where we invite people.
Whoa, brother!
See? And that's the first time I ever said that. So I said it on your show.
Exclusive.
Exclusive. Yes. I want us to do our own cruise and like.
When are you thinking? Would you think next year or 23?
It would probably be 2024. Like.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because I really want to plan it. Yeah. I want to plan it. Make sure it's really ridiculous. Have a lot of people come through, have a lot of other acts on the cruise, you know, so it's just
like Michael Franti did, right?
Exactly. Like an experience. Man. I want an experience, you know, people.
An experience, wellness, that's what it's about.
Hip-hop, beat battles, DJ battles, great bands, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that just mixed into one.
Speech fest.
So like Art Basel on the water.
Art Basel on the water. Right there, under the beautiful skies, you know what I mean?
Where would you go?
That's a great question. I mean, for me, it'd probably be one of the islands because the weather's perfect. You know what I mean?
But not hurricane season, so please plan around.
The Mediterranean, maybe. Second best.
Oh, I've died.
Best? Yeah,
I'm down. It's near for me. It's near for me as well. Not too far.
There you go.
The Mediterranean, absolutely. That would be the. Yes. Now you would set it off from a whole nother level with hip hop. Now hip hop got real sexy.
That's right. Real sexy. Real sexy.
We'll be popping your bottles of champagne on the. We'll be popping your bottles of champagne.
You are speaking it into existence. Yes.
I am.
Please keep me in the plan.
Because I would drink it. Speech pudding, but I would drink it.
Oh, Speech, you don't partake in the champagne? You'll have to.
I don't. I mean, very rarely. Like I take a little sip here and there, but I'm not a drinking too.
Okay, well we won't be peer.
What are you gonna do when they invite you and drink champs, bro?
I know exactly. I'm just gonna be chilling, drinking a ton of water.
I was about to say, well, you can forget it because you will be lit there.
I will be lit there, exactly. Kanye even drank a ton. Like when he was
he was smoking that weed. Yes, shots. He was. And shots, yeah.
Yeah,
that's why he got so loose. That's why they got all that stuff out of him, man.
They got all that stuff all of
yeah.
Yikes. I'm not going to even comment, but yikes.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Yes, we will not. Any new music that you all are going to release? So I know Vibe is getting the spins and you all want that to take form and keep the energy going, but do you have already some other in queue to release, or are you just going to give that some time? Okay.
No, we got this whole album. So like we've been working on this album for almost a year and it's called For the Effin' Love. And it's really a celebration of hip hop. And just like the beautiful like collaboration we were able to get with Kane, we got a ton of great people. I'm not going to say it yet because I'm going to announce it.
No more
juicy features. Juicy.
Like really, really great.
They're teasing us, guys.
Lyricists, bars. Features. It's gonna be crazy.
They're playing with our emotions.
Yes. Exactly.
We can't get one
juicy pre-release as well.
We can't get one.
This, definitely. I will say this. Like to me, one of the biggest, most honorable, people we got on this record is a group, the Sugar Hill Gang, the original Situation.
Oh, that's an exclusive, guys.
Gosh, are you serious?
Right here.
Lips were sealed.
My lips were sealed too. She pulled it out of me.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Exclusive.
Gosh.
Yep. The Sugar Hill Gang.
If anyone knows,
the one and only.
The one and only Sugar Hill Gang. So I mean,
they dropped that almost to the month when I was born. I think I was about 3 months old. Yeah. So
that was my first introduction.
So they're even older.
That was my first introduction to hip hop. Was the Sugar Hill?
Wow, bro.
The hippie.
Exactly, man. I think it was October 79, if I'm not mistaken, Speech.
Wow.
That is my everything. That is just like my hip hop go-to. Like, they say you on Saturday cleaning the house. And I mean, I'm slippers flying, everything.
I
Like,
love it.
You don't look old enough for that. You don't look old enough to remember 79 like that.
Not even. Nope.
thank you. But yes, hip hop, the hip hop. Don't stop, rock. Don't let me stop.
Up jump the boogie to the boogie, yeah, all that, yeah.
Yes.
It's
Oh
like,
my
it's like we're talking
What is
about
that song called?
It's
Rappers
called
Delight?
Have Your Moment. It's called Have Your Moment.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about the AD track. Yeah. Have your moment.
Yeah. We were all in that. Yeah, I know Rappers Delight. Yeah, we know that. But I
was gonna say that was like, huh? What? Yeah.
Listen, it's all of 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, yes, you get a full house clean in that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now Rogers is
exactly
getting paid off that track, man. When obviously they got Chic, Good Times. Now Rogers, man.
Now Rogers,
Oh, he's on there also?
Well,
no,
it was
he's
his
not
riff.
on our joint.
Yeah. Oh, right.
No,
Okay,
not on our album.
yours.
I'm just talking
I was
generally
say,
about.
whoa.
I'm on a tangent with the Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, big them up, man.
Super dope. We got an exclusive, guys. I'm
surprised
amazing.
he dropped it, but he dropped it.
I did. I went ahead and let you have that one. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so that means now you got to put a teaser on your Instagram so we can hear it, because now I want to know.
Oh, we don't know about that. That's going a little bit far, baby.
Yeah, because it's not this album.
Ready.
This album is going to drop in December, like somewhere at the top of December.
Yeah,
and we're going to do pre-orders and everything. So
I think it's the third speech. I think it's the third.
That's right.
On Bandcamp.
That's true.
Yeah,
okay, well you all have to send me a
Streaming
snippet.
will follow.
Once you get it ready.
I promise that. I promise
no
that.
No doubt.
Sugar Hill Gang, because I am the first fan. Okay, so don't worry. You got one fan on that song already.
No
okay,
doubt.
Absolutely. So I mean, how do you get any bigger than Sugar Hill Gang? I mean,
you don't. You really don't. You don't get bigger. You know what I mean? So all you do is just keep trying to shine, because you know what I'm saying? If one candle lights another candle, it doesn't dim the light of the first candle. It just keeps shining more and more. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's what's happening on this record. It's like more and more shine. Just people that are really, really rock solid contributors to the hip hop culture. That's who's on this record. So
congratulations.
And I just wanted to say this. Speech said that this will be the last AD album. I think he's going to have a tricky time moving away from it after this album drops, because after Vibe, the way that's been received, Speech, all those other features, man, and all those other dope tracks.
Yeah.
Good luck with trying to move on, buddy.
I know.
Yeah, he's just talking. Especially if he's going to do a 24 cruise. Yeah, a 24 cruise.
Yeah. I know he wants to focus more on other stuff, but even still, man, he's got that music in him. It's blood. It's like blood.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. I mean, it is going to be tough, but I might start drinking champagne after this last album. And then I'm in a whole other zone.
That'll push you. It'll push you a little further. Don't worry.
That might even make you more inspired, man.
I'll be in a whole other zone, baby.
Yes, that is it. Yeah. It will put you in that. Trust me. And any of the marketing, any of the other things that will keep you definitely on 1,000. So yes, I'm excited about it, especially if you have heavy hitters like this coming out on your new project. And this time, it's so amazing to even have that energy. I know that we're vibing in that way, but just that feel good. It's just congratulations to you all, and giving you your roses and saying, job well done in terms of, what you've been doing, pioneering through it all, your beginning years and where you are now. I know you were working on a docuseries at one point. Are you going to do another about this time?
That's a great question. That's a really great question. It's yet to be seen, but I will say that this album reminds me of the cover of Midnight Marauders' Tribe Called Quest album.
And we were playing that in the green room.
That's a good one. That's a good call.
To me, it just reminds me of that. Like everybody with their headphones and getting in the studio, spitting bars, doing their thing for the love of hip hop music. Like that's to me for the F and Love, this Arrested Development album coming out on December 3rd.
That's a dope title. For the F and Love.
Yeah, man.
I think we need t-shirts. I think we need
FKN.
Yes.
We call it for the FKN love. For the FKN love. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Yes. I think
Inspired title though. Inspired.
Is dope.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't know if you can Google that. and see it anywhere else. So that's great.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I mean, it is really, truly, truly what we felt like when we was on this record.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
It was for no other reason that this record was created except for the effing love. It's like the love of the music, the love of the art form, the love of the beats, just how it makes you feel, that everything Vibe is doing for people. That's what this album does, and it feels
absolutely
that way. It's like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I miss. It's like the love of the music. You know what I mean? So
it's followed on where our last album, Demons, left off. It genuinely has followed that sort of that trajectory, but I think we've even built upon that because we've got a lot of new fans riding with us, Speech.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
A whole lot of new fans. A whole lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And people have rediscovered AD after 30 years.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Thank
you. You all created the pulse that we need to keep going. Definitely.
Thank you.
That is definitely amazing. And so as we're kind of going into the holiday season, anything that you all are planning to do with your project for holiday that people can look out for?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously people could pre-order. We got some package deals with the records along with merch and, t-shirts and hats and stuff like that.
Okay.
But also we're going to do this record release online where it's going to be an opportunity for a lot of the people that's on the record, a lot of the group members to talk to the fans, and just a truly be able to touch you type of feel where the fans could really get to ask questions and be in the inside workings of this album.
Okay.
So we're going to
Speeches one was dope that we did with June Archer. That was dope. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
So we're going to do that on this album.
That kind of vibe, that online.
To really just connect in, to plug in.
Yeah.
Share you all social media, make certain that they have that as well as the website so that any of this amazing activity that's taking place, especially since we're all still kind of home, this is definitely something to participate in, because where else can you all get icons, AD, Arrested Development, that you can sit and have a conversation with on holiday time? That's like a treat. So please share all of that.
Yeah, so my Arrested Development's page is Arrested Development __ on pretty much all the platforms. And then mine is Speech __ Configa's is CONFIGA on pretty much all the platforms.
That's everything.
Where are your underscores, Configa? You didn't have underscores.
I kept away from the underscores, but
you know what's funny? His name is original enough because our name was original until the TV show stole it from us. So then we got Arrested Development TV show. And then Speech, the name Speech as a person is very original, but the title Speech is not original because everybody does speeches in the world, and it's like, so you have to.
And there's even a couple of artists who call themselves Speech,
which I hate.
We won't talk that. We're trying to get my man's stuff.
They're trying to steal names.
Yeah, I don't like that.
There's a young artist named, he calls himself Speech now. And I'm like,
he knows fine well what he's dealing with. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
Wow. Well,
cloud chasers, bro. Cloud chasers.
Yeah.
You're setting the example, and they just want to be you. They figure, let's just get on this bandwagon as a.
There's quite a lot of them. We won't talk about them, but there's quite a lot. Yeah. Oh yes. Included with producers. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. We won't talk about it though.
I don't understand that mindset because, for me, I come from an era where you never would want to bite somebody's name. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Nowadays, you got a lot of people who have a very similar name, like Lil Nas X and Nas, and so it's just a lot of
baby, little baby,
exactly, little baby, da baby. A lot of
the originality is just non-existent, man.
Yeah,
it's
something that I don't
find your own lane, man. Find your own lane. Like everyone back in the day used to sound different. You could tell that was KRS, that was Speech, that was Kane, whoever else, and now it's just one homogenous whole of not very good music.
I would never call myself Chuck C. You know what I'm saying?
Well, exactly. You know what I mean? So Chuck D was Chuck D with the big baritone. You know what I mean? Everyone had their own style, man. Flavor Flav had his own style. Everyone had their own style.
Yeah.
Now Flavor Flav have his own style. I don't think there is anyone that can even come close.
He was just Flav. That was it.
Yes, Absolutely. Who were you all who did you all listen to, admire growing up when you were listening to hip hop and obviously DJ Peach was DJing. So who were you?
DJ Peach.
Okay.
She likes talking
Where did
about
you
that
get
one.
this? You're right about DJ Peach. Okay, that was my name. How did you know this?
Yeah.
How did you know this?
Oh, I have my sources, sir.
You do have your
Do you know
sources,
why they
man.
called
You
him
do.
Peach? Because he will explain. Do you know why they called him Peach? Because
Oh, let him
I know.
explain, please.
Well, it's 'cause
They're
of this
wondering where I got that from.
It's this big old light-skinned round head that I got. And everybody used to call me Peach. They actually did. They used to say, "Yo, Peach." And I started calling myself DJ Peach, I should say.
Yes.
And then I started, MCing more. And I didn't want to be known as MC Peach. I was like, that's not going to work. Plus, I was moving to Georgia. In Georgia,
I was going to say, now I would have thought that
Georgia
was
Peach.
Yeah.
Georgia Peach.
Yes.
Everybody like Peach is a very big concept in Georgia. So
absolutely,
it didn't work. I was like, yo, I got to. So I just put an S in front of it, and it made total sense. Speed.
Oh,
it's
giving us some more history.
That's it.
Now we blended the letters, and we blended
it.
I love it.
Like for me, that was like a way to market, because people that knew me as Peach, if I just put an S in front of it, they still knew that it was, Peach, but Speech. He's rhyming now. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Great branding. Absolutely.
That's good. I like that.
Come on. That marketing plan was me.
That's it.
Absolutely, man. And this group was called Attack. And they were dope, man.
My group back in the day, before Arrested Development, was called Attack. Yeah, Attack.
Yes.
That's some bangers. I listened. That's some bangers.
Man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Been
so
doing this
who
for
were
a long
your influences?
Beautiful.
Your influences.
For me personally, obviously it goes way back. Sugar Hill Gang, first and foremost, was my biggest influence from back in the day. That's what made me want to get into hip hop in the first place. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, but especially Grandmaster Flash with Adventures on the Wheels of Steel record that he put out was just revolutionary to me.
It was.
But then, of course, as time would go on, Run DMC, LL, all of that type stuff. But also people like Mantronics and Jungle Brothers and De La and Tribe, of course, all of the Native Tongues type stuff.
Yes.
Public Enemy is huge influence. So
what about Spoonie G? Did you ever like Spoonie G?
I did.
The Godfather of hip hop.
To be honest, the Spoonie G thing missed me a little bit because he was more.
I worked with him.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, man. Yeah.
How was it? How was that? How was working with him?
Well, it was good. It was only one verse, so like I can't say it was a categoric sort of like meeting of minds, but yeah, it was a verse from Spoonie G. I know I've worked with Curtis Blow as well. That's an
I've worked with Curtis Blow. And Curtis,
man. Like I've worked with a few originators now, so obviously Sugar Hill Gang.
Like Curtis Blow is a true b-boy. Like he could break to this day. Like Curtis,
yeah, man. And he's pretty good in the boxing ring as well. Do you remember that boxing tournament?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know he.
Yeah, you had a boxing to him and Bumpy Knuckles. That's how we got the name, Bumpy Knuckles.
Get out of here.
Yeah, man. But, Willie D as well.
Willie D's my dude, man.
Yeah, they were all shared the ring, bro.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah, that was about in the mid 90s, I think it was. Yeah.
I love it.
I love boxing, so that's why I know these things.
Yes, definitely. It's become quite the popular sport while we've all been home and watching things online.
It has. Like UFC guys want to fight the boxers. Yeah.
Yeah, that has picked up. So yeah, that's a great sport to watch. I'm not into the boxing. I'm probably basketball. That's as far as I go. But I do know that people are really into it. So great sports.
And soccer is as well, football, like we call it.
Oh, that's always been. I think that soccer was probably before basketball, right?
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, I think soccer was just that thing that everyone just enjoyed because it was different variations of it depending on where you were. Football and all those things.
It's tribalism, and actually, because absolutely. And I spoke about this. I've got a PhD, and actually, my PhD is on hip hop. Believe it or not. It's
really?
Yes, yeah. It's on the white appropriation of hip hop music. Pretty much. White appropriation of black music within the confines of hip hop. And so I talk about the antecedents, I talk about African griots, I talk about and then the slave music. I talk about blues. I talk about the blues getting ripped off by, you know, like the white British guys. But actually, the white British guys showed it more respect than people in the States did. So all the blues guys started touring over in England because people didn't want to know Lead Belly over there. They didn't want to know John Lee Hooker. So like the Animals, the House of the Rising Sun, which is an old blues classic, they appropriated it. But actually, I know Eric Burden, he's from my city, Eric Burden, and actually Chaz Chandler, who managed Jimi Hendrix. He was Jimi Hendrix's manager. Brought Jamie over. My dad saw Jimi Hendrix live. He saw Hendrix shove the guitar in the roof. Legendary stuff. But yeah, all those guys came to like where I live and like, got mad love, and they didn't in the States at all.
Yeah,
so that was a big differential how they treated the blues guys back then.
Yeah,
I can attest to that. Yeah,
we know that was the start of it. From there to the disco to the hip hop.
Yeah.
So again, I'm sorry to diverge too much, but yes,
no, that was history. We are in Hip Hop History Month, so we're gonna let you go and say all of what you need to say to give us a little background. Every conversation.
But the thing was that the original point I was going to make was something about along the lines of that apart from the assimilation, what was the original question? There was a lead up to that. There was a lead up to my point.
It was your influences as you were growing up into the hip hop. So what got
that was the question before that question. Yeah. With me, it was definitely native tongues. Definitely native tongues. Definitely people like Jungle Brothers and De La, all of Queen Latifah, all them. That was my late 80s era. That was when I got into hip hop. Yeah.
No doubt. Yes. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on Champagne and Conversations. I definitely want to give you all the congratulations on the vibe. We have felt all of the love and the energy that you all have put into the project, and not just this one, but of course, all of the music that you all have contributed to. We have been celebrating it, and we wanted to celebrate with you all. Say thank you for what you've done, and we look forward to the cruise in 2024, and certainly the new release of the music and all of the great merch that you have coming. We'll be watching for it to support as well. Is it anything that you want to leave us with before we sign off?
Well, I would just like to say thank you. You know, you're a class act. I really love the interview. It was a beautiful conversation.
Most definitely.
Appreciate it. I always love sisters in the hip hop realm, like representing, and I'm just very grateful. Also, you know, of course, I want to give a shout to the entire crew, Arrested Development crew, first generation and second generation crew.
Yes.
But, you know, the new album For the Effing Love is coming out December 3rd.
Love it.
Vibe is out now. Everybody that's watching and that stayed this long, you know, go watch the video. Let's get the views going, you know, through the roof.
Keep it going. Keep it going, guys. It's going great.
Yes. Keep it going. And Configa, anything you want to leave us with?
I just want to leave you guys with, to basically check out the video. Make sure you go to the Bandcamp. Speech will have the address probably in his head, but if not, just search Arrested Development Bandcamp, or Arrested Development Big Daddy Kane Bandcamp, because I think there is someone else called Arrested Development in Bandcamp. So yeah, check out. Or look up Don't Fight Your Demons, which is our last drop, or Expansion Speech, or basically Arrested Development Bandcamp. See how far you get. I can't remember the exact address. I think it's official Arrested Development Bandcamp. Then you get in, and check me out. Hit me up on my mailing list. Go to configa.com and hit me up. Laidlaw Media as well. It's my media company. So go laidlawmedia.com. LAIDLAW. So we get it in.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you guys.
Keep
for
it boom,
us
guys.
On Champagne and Conversations, and hang with us just a moment. Baby Jodeci's going to take us out with some of you all's vibes, and we thank you again. But just hang tight.
Thank you.
Process.